The 90th Academy Awards will be held tonight in Los Angeles. Films like The Shape of Water, Dunkirk, and Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri lead the nomination. But Hollywood is being shaken right now by a movie you won't hear about at the Oscars until next year. Marvel's Black Panther was released in the United States just over 2 weeks ago. As of this morning, the superhero film has made more than $800 million around the world. But its groundbreaking impact on the industry and on our culture is measured in more than dollars. Chadwick Boseman, who plays the title character, paused in the middle of the Black Panther whirlwind to join me at Lamani Restaurant here in New York for a Sunday sit-down.
Let's go!
Black Panther is the hottest movie on the planet.
Don't freeze.
I never freeze.
But its star, Chadwick Boseman, is still getting comfortable with the spotlight. Tell me about this little setup here.
I think when I walked into the photo shoot, the first thing I said was, I'm not taking anything off. I just sort of got into it and we started having fun.
The 41-year-old actor stars as T'Challa, the ruler of a fictional African nation called Wakanda. As king, he moonlights as the Black Panther in order to protect the technologically advanced country from those who want to steal its riches.
It's my responsibility to make sure that Wakanda does not fall into the hands of a person like you.
Black Panther first appeared in Marvel Comics in the 1960s. A half-century later, it's selling out theaters across the globe on its way to $1 billion box office haul.
It's not what you usually see from a movie or play. It's what you usually see when it's, a rock star. I hesitate to say it was like the Beatles, but it felt like that.
The movie has inspired something of a movement. The hashtag Black Panther Challenge is a fundraising campaign to bring underprivileged kids to theaters, with fans young and old celebrating a superhero unlike the ones they've seen before.
And now it's our time to shine.
Black Panther is the 18th movie from the Marvel Universe, but the first to feature a largely African-American cast and crew. Boseman is joined by Oscar winners Lupita Nyong'o and Forrest Whitaker, and Michael B. Jordan as Black Panther's nemesis, Killmonger.
Every time you have a scene with one of those people, it's like gearing up for like the big game, and you're thinking about what are they gonna do? Yeah. Like how are they gonna play this?
Right. What do you think are people responding to?
I think there's a thirst for these images. So there's a thirst for a Black superhero. As far as my character goes, there's a real search for how do I lead? And I think people are searching for that, leaders that actually care about the people.
Why do you think Hollywood hasn't made this movie until 2018?
Part of it is people do what they think works. I feel like, it's lazy in a way. Anytime people would say to me, well, a movie with a Black lead won't work internationally, I always said that makes no sense whatsoever, because we've seen it happen.
Right.
We've seen Will Smith do numbers internationally. We've seen the success of Denzel Washington, but somehow the industry goes back to its old forms. So luckily now we have people in place that can change some of those things.
Wakanda forever!
Wakanda is a world away from the small southern town where Boseman grew up. Is it a humbling and crazy thing for you to think about your early days in Anderson, South Carolina?
No more thing that can be humbling than that. What I love now is that there are little kids now who live there who are like, yeah, I can go to Hollywood and become a movie star.
Boseman didn't always dream of being a movie star. As a kid, he loved basketball and planned to play in college. But when a fellow high school teammate was shot and killed, Boseman found a different calling.
I don't like to talk about it too much, but basically I wrote a play in response to it. It wasn't about his death, but it was more so just me sort of trying to deal with the fact that it had happened. And so that was really the first time that I knew what it was like to create a story, be on stage, and deliver something and have an audience respond to it.
Boseman followed his newfound passion to Howard University, the historically Black college in Washington, D.C. He majored in directing and had no plans to be an actor.
I was more worried about, is this person gonna come out for their cue on time? Is that light on?
At Howard, Boseman met actress Felicia Rashad, known best for her role as Claire Huxtable on The Cosby Show. Rashad became Boseman's professor and mentor. When he was accepted to a prestigious summer acting program at Oxford University but could not afford to go, Rashad called a famous friend to help.
The person who paid for me was Denzel Washington. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta write him and thank him.
Have you had a chance to meet him and tell him that story?
I have. During the New York premiere, he came and he said, I haven't met you yet. And I said, yeah, I got something to tell you.
What's that moment like to meet Denzel?
It's so much. I don't even want to go there. Like
it's too much.
It's too much. Nah, it was amazing. It was amazing. Like he's everything you would think he would be. That's all I'm gonna say about it, right?
Okay. After graduating from Howard, Boseman moved to Brooklyn and joined the hip-hop theater scene years before Hamilton came along. He eventually picked up small roles in TV shows.
Game's too important. Just get him out.
Before Black Panther, Boseman was best known for playing historic men like Jackie Robinson in the biopic 42. The godfather of soul, James Brown, in Get On Up. And most recently, former Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall.
I can't even tell you how many biopics came in. Names of people you'd be like, whoa, him too?
What happens now determines what happens to the rest of the world.
And now, as Black Panther, Boseman is playing a new icon who is changing the game. When you were making this movie, Chadwick, did you know you were onto something special?
I think we knew the potential of it. I knew we would be doing something that would matter to a group of people. It's crossed the lines of, like, there's no boundary of age, there's no gender boundary, there's no racial boundary. It has transcended all of it.
Black Panther, as if you didn't know, is in theaters now, and Chadwick will be back in the role late next month in Marvel's Avengers Infinity War. Chadwick told me that among the well-wishers reaching out to congratulate him on the success of Black Panther was one of the producers of his James Brown movie, Get On Up, a guy named Mick Jagger. Not a bad email to hit your inbox. To hear what it was like for Chadwick to spend weeks in that snug Black Panther suit, check out our web extras at today.com/Sunday.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.